Good morning. My name is Ethiemi Andrew. Let's get into some headlines now. We look at what we have on the Vanguard newspaper. That's where we start this morning. Don't also forget to join us online on Facebook at Nigeria Info 92.3 PH. Again, at Nigeria Info 92.3 PH. That's the handle on Facebook, on YouTube, Nigeria Info PH. Okay. You can also send us messages via WhatsApp on 0809 030 6416. 0809 030 6416. That is the WhatsApp number, and download the Nigeria Info FM app from the Apple or Google Play Store, depending on which user. If you're an Android user, then the Google Play Store. If you're an iPhone user, then the iOS Store. Go there and download and let us know. Okay, so let's look at some headlines on the Vanguard before we go to the phone lines. And of course, clearly what is leading here, tension, as Tinubu declares state of emergency in Rivers State. Came as a shock to many people because people just heard the news and didn't believe that was happening. But yeah. South leaders Pandev flay emergency rule in Rivers. And it's shocking. Tinubu sacked Fubara and left Wike Rivers government. State of emergency, soldiers take over Rivers government house. So all of those headlines you would find on the Vanguard newspaper. So at the moment, there's a sole administrator of the state, a naval officer. We'll get into all of that maybe later, much later on the Morning Crossfire. But for now, let's look at some more headlines. And that's what you'll find on the Vanguard. If you haven't, you can go on the Vanguard and get yourself details on The Nation. This is on The Nation newspaper. This is what you find here. It says again, Fubara Ameule gone with Tinubu's emergency declaration. Federal government to attract private sector investment in infrastructure. House of Representatives passes tax reform bills. All of those are some of the headlines on the Nation newspaper. The number to call is 0817-923-0007. 0817-923-0007. Some of your messages on Facebook. So yeah, a few comments I'll take. State of emergency is a welcome idea for now. For peace sake, salaries needs to be paid and the state needs to move on. Kelly Agbana. Stephen Igbiki says, you are declaring state of emergency in River State as what? How about the north, where we have insecurities, killing, intellectual leaders who think right? I don't think will happen. It's very shameful how our politics is played. Alex says, why did President Tinubu choose a retired officer to oversee the state instead of a serving officer? Well, that question, I don't know. Patrick Wosu says, now that you people have led the state into semi-military rule with your utterances and pretentious non-partisan but obvious already side taking, can you ask the governor to go and tell the governor? Ask the governor to go and tell the governor what? A message to my Ogoni brothers and sisters supporting the state of emergency. I missed that message too. Please, I'll repeat this. Keep your messages very short and straight to the point. Anxiety as President Tinubu declares of emergency in Rivers State. It's a welcome development. Please let politicians leave the state alone. Kingsley Wow below. Stephen Igbiki says, Marco Poine. I like one caption I read. It says President Tinubu declares of emergency as Wike fails to impeach Fubara. Where did you get that headline from? So the federal government show of love to Rivers people is very ironical and uncalled for. President Tinubu's declaration of state of emergency in Rivers State and still retaining FCT minister, who is a key player in the Rivers crisis in his cabinet, is a clear indication of where the president's bias lies. Okudili says declaration of state of emergency in Rivers State is very unfortunate. Lorenzo Delight says state of emergency will make everyone involved in this political unrest to be calm. Do you think so? This would have been averted long ago. Well, perhaps when we get on to the other half of the morning crossfire, we'll find out. Do you think that it will really make people calm? Because now it's going to be the lobbying and conversations and deals and agreements and promises. That's what is going to be going on now. Truth is, this is what the truth is. Rivers people, you would never know the whole story. That's what you would never know. There are some things called state secrets, and what you would never know and you would never be told. So you are only going to make your arguments not even half bread, not even half baked. Your argument is not even half to half what you know, that you think you know. You don't. And that's the reality of these sort of things. So at the end of the day, that's the reason why the politician that you are following today and supporting tomorrow will go and would leave and go and join that person that he told you that he will never follow. Because you cannot you can't know everything. Ordinary Kachiwe case, a state of emergency declared in the state by the president, born out of hatred from the FCT minister to humiliate Rivers people. A lot of people find their issues with the state of emergency. Perhaps you look at the provisions of the Constitution and then you'd understand whether due process was followed or not. So everybody's raising up questions around it. Lawyers, legal practitioners, everyone has a question. Some people are most concerned about the provisions for which a state of emergency should be declared and asking whether we have such situations in Rivers State at the moment. Do we have a war? Do we have what situation would say that, oh, this is why we have a state of emergency? Like one of the messages said, in the north where they are killing people and they are taking local government areas and so on and so forth, we haven't heard a state of emergency there. There are times that it was used. Plateau State, there was ethnic war. I think during Goodluck Jonathan's time, Borno State, there was a Boko Haram insurgent problem. I think I remember those two from top of my head. Well, let's go to the phone lines and take your call so we hear your reactions to some of the headlines this morning. Lugard in the chair, good morning. Let's try to keep it short. Good morning to you, Lugard.
Andrew, greetings from a to you.
All right, good morning.
Andrew, it's shocking this morning or yesterday to hear that the state of emergency is being declared in Rivers State by Mr. President. It goes to show you that what is happening in the state, Tinubu is aware, and he is in support of one party, that is FCT minister. A single man, you will remove an elected governor that was elected by the people. What is happening in Rivers State that warrants of emergency? No wonder, my brother. I am not happy this morning. Rivers people, I am not happy. Can you compare what happened in Rivers State to what is happening in Plateau, Zamfara, Imo State, and so many other areas? For me, I'm using this medium to call an international meeting. That Mr. President is heading to hold Mr. President and FCT minister responsible if there is any breakdown of law and order in the state. Because we are not going to accept this. It's unacceptable. It's new in our system that normally happens in Rivers State because of emergency. We put our elected. Okay, then how is the government function?
All right.
A retired major officer? No.
Let's go to Mufasa from NTA Road now. Good morning, Mufasa.
Yeah, hi, Andrew, and good morning. Andrew, I would say that yesterday evening was another sad day for me to be a Nigerian. I want to say categorically that the president does not have the authority to suspend an elected governor of a state. I begin to ask myself, Andrew, if actually we are going back to the dark ages of authoritarianism and dictatorship, assuming without even conceding that there is a need to declare a state of emergency in Rivers State, there are processes and procedures to be followed. The president does not have the authority to arbitrarily declare a state of emergency in a state where we don't have crisis, there's no war in this state. Like one of the messages you read, in the northeastern states, where you have bandits and terrorists taking over local governments, kidnapping people here and there. The president has not thought it worthwhile to declare state of emergency. So for me, I believe that action taken by the president is ill-conceived and something that the people should not take lightly. We will not encourage the unconstitutional removal of an elected governor of a state. It is unfortunate and pathetic. Thank you, and have a fantastic day.
Emeka is in Elele now. Good morning, Emeka.
Yes, my dear brother, good morning. My name is Emeka. My dear brother, I want to ask a question. Is the governor of Rivers State, is it appointee of the president? Is it the president minister that he will come and say he has declared state of emergency to remove a elected governor that had the same immunity with him? Are we in Banana Republic? Is it taking us back to military era? What happened about in Borno State? We have Boko Haram kidnapped over 300 students up to now. They refused to declare state of emergency there. The same crisis is happening in Lagos State, where the Assembly and Speaker they are dragging who because they have two versions of the Speaker. What did the President did there? What happened in the Southeast, where they are kidnapping people? Did they declare state of emergency? Why this country is like this? We, the River State, we have sincerely condemned it. We cannot put our hand on what? It's a threat to democracy. Other PDP governors should rise up. It's a calculated attempt to capture River State. We not put our hand on what that will happen in River State. Thank you and God bless you.
Let's go to Remo Dumaya. Bright, good morning.
Good morning, you hear me?
All right, go on, Bright.
I think the state of emergency by the president is a good one for River State to be peaceful. You know, when we talk about state of emergency, two arms of government are fighting, legislature and the executive. So there is no peace. So I don't know why the president will not declare state of emergency. The Supreme Court has told the governor, come and make peace. Present the budget so that the state will move forward. Since then, they keep moving from one place to another. So the problem between the judiciary, the executive, and the legislature. So that was why the president declared state of emergency. People mentioned other states in North. These are just communal issues, have nothing to do with governance. But in River State, there is problem in governance. So things are not moving well. Even Supreme Court went ahead to stop River State allocation. So the governor refused to do the needful. And people should also stop calling the name of FCT minister, Ian Wike, the last venture. It has nothing to do with this. He's not an elected person in River State. Please, they should take time by calling his name. Thank you. Worship Bright.
All right, then 0817-923-0003, 0817-923-0007 are the numbers that you can call to join in the conversation this morning. Gladsome is on the line. Hello, Gladsome. Good morning from Thai.
Good morning, it's me.
All right, go on.
I'm telling you, Mr. President has failed us in River State here by declaring a state of emergency without considering the effect and the defect that we emerged on the populace. And we are asking him that if he is sincere, that Wike should also be suspended, because Wike is the owner and the breadwinner of all the crimes in the River State. Today, his friend has been appointed as the sole administrator, so that he will keep control the Commonwealth of Rivers, and that is the reason for all this state of emergency. We are watching them. We are not going to accept it. We will disagree with it, and we will fight it with our blood. River people are ready to take this battle by ourselves. Tell them that we are ready for them. Thank you, sir.
Go to Blessed in Alu now. Blessed, good morning.
Good morning, my brother. It's Andrew.
All right, go on.
Pertaining the declaration of state of emergency in River State is uncalled for. It's condemnable. We are not in military regime. You cannot speak as a tyrant person. This is River State for you. The elected governor, being Governor Sim Fubara, doesn't committed any offense. If you can remember, October 31st, 2023, these people calling so lawmaker pro-Wike, they tried to impeach governor without committing any offense. He had what Wike said. Wike said that the impeachment can never be a coup. Since that day, they try one place to another for them to remove the governor. Now, Supreme Court bring sided judgment against Rivers State, which is uncalled for. Supreme Court has caused a lot of damages to Rivers State. And we know anything that's happened to Rivers State, it will jeopardize the Nigeria economy, which is we don't want anyone in our country. As it stands now, international bodies to come and intervene what's happened in Nigeria, because Rivers State will not accept this thing. Governor Kubara introduced peace movement. But so-called lawmakers pro-Wike, they refuse to embrace the peace. There is a way you go push somebody to the war. The first time we revoke, you know that we will not be able to stand that thing again. But I'm telling you, the first state will not stand with that state of emergency. Nigeria remains for us, so we don't have another country to go. Governors, the panel of judiciary, they fought the judgment against the first state. It's not good. Where are we heading to?
Nigeria, let's go to Buguma. Isaiah is on the line. Isaiah, good morning.
Morning. Yes, let me also join well-meaning Nigerians and Rivers citizens to what is happening. There is a clear bias that is being experienced from the part of the president. You see, we can't have a Supreme Court handing down, and after that, till now we have things like this begin to span out. I think we should all rise and condemn it, because you see, the way things are going, like as it is now, has made Nigerians and sections of Nigerians to feel that we are not one. Because when you now see things happen differently in other sections, and such a thing cannot happen in another section, because as I speak to you now, what is happening today can never happen. It can't happen in the north. And that is why most time our people over here is saying that we are not one. You cannot tell me that the president who as the minister who is a key player in this whole issue, now after the Supreme Court gave a judgment and the governor is willing to fulfill all the parts of the judgment, and since from then odds have been placed on the governor, and the president never called the minister to say what is happening, or the speaker and his men in the state here to say what is happening, that the highest court in the land has given judgment and you people are not allowing peace.
All right, Isaiah, thank you very much.
The governor to implement and let this work amicably, and you can see what is happening. In the north, there is no bail. You can't.
All right, Isaiah, thank you, but we have to move on. Let's take some messages now before the commercial. God's Time Elemoa says, this state of emergency is really a welcome development. The governor really attract a state of emergency through his leadership style. And the Nobu Ekachi case, he says, President Tinubu sacks Governor Fubara and still retains FCT minister. This is the height of partisanship. A sitting president has ever shown in the history of governance in the world. And the Nobu Ekachi case, that one came in from me. We'll take some messages on WhatsApp as well. This one here says, good morning, Andrew. Where has it been heard that the president will suspend a sitting governor that was elected by the people? These arguments were made in 2013, when during the Boko Haram, height of the Boko Haram insurgents, and President Goodluck Jonathan had to declare state of emergency because of the level of insecurity. I remember them also had to prepare for an election. And that was when the arguments were made about the provisions of the Constitution. Well, the Constitution did not outrightly state that you can suspend or should suspend the governor. But then go back and look for those and read. I think that was Section 305 will tell you all of those details of the Constitution. If I'm not mistaken, Section 305. Another message here says, from Koro, you have this one. It says, good morning. The president doesn't have a right to suspend the governor. It has brought more hardship to Rivers people. I'm totally not in support of the state of emergency. The right thing to do now is to go to court to challenge it. Solution in warfare. Well, the judiciary will continue to work. They're not being suspended, so they're going to continue to work. Tinubu and his Supreme Court, they're setting Rivers State. Tinubu and the Supreme Court are setting Rivers State on fire. Now they're quiet. Okay, this is some politicians are threats to democracy. Ogo John Justice, that one came in from you. Odinaka says the arrest of 2 suspects of oil pipeline vandalism is a welcome development as burning oil facilities won't help our nation. I think the people, but let's if unfortunately, I don't know if those people have been. A lot of people, especially media, will be seeking to have conversations with those guys to know where and why and what happened. At skillful_Piro says, if I may ask, the Rivers political crisis is it enough to declare state of emergency? Can state of emergency solve the problem? Now, the question you'd ask is, constitutionally, does it say the state of emergency is what you call, or what are the conditions for calling for a state of emergency? These questions people are asking me are all, Nigerians, that's the thing, go and carry your constitution and look at it. The answers are there. I'm not going to spoon feed you on everything. The answers, you can go there and look at the provisions for why you can call, or what could result in calling for a state of emergency. All right. Thank God, Atwigbu 1 says, does Mr. President have the constitutional powers to suspend an elected governor and deputy governor? Again, that argument has been made severally. It was not outrightly stated in the Constitution, and we have SANs and legal luminaries who have all aired their thoughts about it. That one is from Thank God on X. We'll go for a commercial now. Good morning.
Nigeria Info will be right back.
Omo, who got the shoe people shaking?